I was in a hide the other day down by the water's edge waiting for some rare waders to come up, and a seagull came along just to amuse myself. I filmed it. But as I was filming, I really started to think, well, these birds are actually quite interesting. They're not just a nuisance. They're not just a scavenger that hangs around the peripheral of our society. They actually are a very interesting bird, and they're probably a lot more interesting than a panda bear. Let's face it, a panda bear sits there on his fat bum in the forest all day, eating only one kind of bamboo, a bamboo that he can hardly digest. He's going nowhere. He hasn't been able to adapt. And whilst he might look cute, he really, extinction is quite possible for that animal. This bird has been able to adapt to human civilization. 1 minute it can be like this, acting just like a wild animal, feeding in little ponds and along estuarine areas. The next minute it can be at a car park somewhere eating sandwiches and half-eaten pies. This bird really needs PR. And it really needs to sort of get out there and with a bit of spin and lift its profile a bit more. What other bird has jokes like why do seagulls have wings? To beat the palms to the tip. Am I still allowed to say a joke like that? Another interesting observation about a seagull is if you throw a half-eaten salad roll out, what the seagull will do is eat everything and leave the lettuce. Now that's saying something, isn't it? This is quite old footage from the east coast, probably about 1.5 years old, and I haven't used it because it's just of seagulls. But if you watch this bird, he's got a really intelligent way of fishing, puddling his feet in the ground around the weeds and picking up little bugs. Likewise, this group of birds, there's, I'd call this a bit of mimicry. There's definitely a social order here. Birds are relating to each other. There's something going on between the birds. I spent a bit of time on this beach. It's on the east coast of Tasmania at Orford. So I see these birds quite often. And I've observed probably 4 or 5 different ways of fishing they have along the water's edge. Now when a killer whale does this, exhibits different ways, working out different ways and transferring it to other killer whales, it's described as an intelligent animal and celebrated. Now these seagulls are doing much the same thing, yet we continue to ridicule them. The question I'll leave you with is there intelligent thought in those tiny little heads?